Yeah, so, what was that? Hi everyone, and welcome back to another one of my, stupid videos, except that, I'm speaking, as you can probably hear, and this isn't a 30-second animation meme. This is the long-awaited and very highly anticipated OC overhaul, where I'm redesigning and kinda rewriting all my fighting OCs. I just want to step in here and also say that I'm not using a script because I had a script and the script is really bad. So I'm winging it right now. So if I stumble a lot, that's just how I speak. You gotta deal with it. I'm also going to leave timestamps in the description if you're interested in any specific one of my OCs for easy searching, or for just like finding references when you're drawing. There are some things in the story that I'm also gonna need to put a content warning for because you'll see, and when that does show up, I will put a timestamp on screen that you can like click on to skip it. So sit back, relax, this is going to be a very long video for animation meme standards. First up, let's tackle the Lost Temple, and we're gonna start with one of my more normal and mentally stable OCs, Timebomb. His pronouns are he, him, age 24, MBTI, ISFP, role/occupation unknown. I will be formatting it like that, by the way. Timebomb is a reserved and introspective individual. He's really quiet, and he doesn't really like a lot of change. He is also very, very self-conscious, I wanted to say that, which is very important to things in the story, because the story is very specific in my mind, but I'm not going to reveal everything. He struggles with self-doubt and insecurity a lot and blames himself for a lot of things. His tendency to second-guess himself makes him very, very cautious and like stiff around new people, which contributes to him feeling isolated. He really wants friendship, but because he kind of like, you know, sucks at interacting, and is fairly shy, I would say, it can make him like seem really distant, kind of, I guess. He feels really most comfortable with like small groups of friends that he knows really well, and prefers meaningful, like one-to-one conversations instead of large gatherings of people. He has a lot of guilt from a past situation that I will explain later, despite people reassuring him, people, aka Brickbattle, telling him that everything is fine, and he forgives him for a situation that I'll explain later. It still seems to weigh on him though, and he still feels really guilty because of it, and it affects his self-esteem a lot. Timebomb also really enjoys like hands-on work, like mechanical projects and such, where he can express himself through what he does instead of talking, because he sucks at it. He has a deep care for others, which is often shown through what he does rather than overt expressions. Despite his challenges and with self-confidence and, you know, social interactions, Sickle, his adoptive father, which I'll also explain later, is very understanding of him and trying to actively help him, and he's also getting better at interacting with others because of his help, which is very nice. Extra, he is very clumsy considering he wields bombs, and that gets him into a lot of accidents. And now I'll explain the situation, the relationships and whatnot. Timebomb and Brickbattle used to be in a friend group, and that friend group actually got into a lot of arguments and disagreements, and Timebomb, being the insecure person that he is, thought that it was his fault. And so he decided that everything would be better if he just kind of like disappeared. So he kind of just like fell off the face of the earth and left the friend group, which Brickbattle, logically speaking, being his best friend, was very sad, naturally, that his best friend just disappeared. So he tried searching for him for many years, and by the time that Timebomb did show up again and they like reconciled and stuff, he still feels really guilty about disappearing on Brickbattle, and that's what the situation was. And like I mentioned before, Sickle is his adoptive father because of other things that I'll also get into. And we'll get into talking about the designs. For Timebomb, well, I actually didn't change much for his design. He's pretty similar to his original design. I never actually changed him much because I actually really like his design. I think it matches him. But yeah, other than that, I didn't change much. I did switch which, I'm pretty sure I switched which leg he has the mechanical foot for, but other than that, he's basically the exact same, nothing different, nothing more, nothing less. He is Timebomb.
All the components look intact. Maybe it's just a worn out spring? If so, that's an easy fix.
Speaking of a Brickbattle, we're gonna talk about Timebomb's, well, I mean best friend, not boyfriend, best friend. Brickbattle, pronouns, he, him, age 24, MBTI, ENFP, yeah. Role/occupation, he is a alleged construction worker. You'll see why I say alleged later. Brickbattle is a friendly and outgoing person who may seem really innocent at first glance. While he is very sociable and stuff like that, his tendency to... he gets easily distracted, is what I try to say. He gets easily distracted. He's lost in his thoughts a lot. He also seems distant. I seem to use the word distant a lot. Don't mind it. Though he is really naturally warm and welcoming. He's really mentally absent during conversations, so when you're talking to him, keep that in mind. Though he is an extrovert, he really enjoys a close-knit group of friends, very similar to Timebomb, and only opens up to a very select few people. He also only allows a select few people to call him Trowel, which is his gear, by the way. Nobody knows why. Well, I do, but I'm just not gonna say why. He, again, works as a construction worker, but he's never really seen working. He also has this unknown purple energy that, well, I didn't really figure it out. I just kind of gave it to him, and he's had it ever since, so I gotta deal with that. He's also really talented at building large and small structures, which he mainly uses just for play rather than practical uses. When you're talking to him, he often diverts conversation away from himself, asking a bunch of questions to you, so you won't ask any questions to him. Despite his tendency to evade direct discussion about himself, he is genuinely really warm and friendly, and that shines through with his interactions with others. Extra, Brickbattle is left-handed, and he's also my favorite, but we don't talk about that. Shh. I'm just gonna say I love all my OCs equally, okay? Yeah, that's Brickbattle. Now for Brickbattle's design, his original design was kind of basic, in my opinion. Like, if you look at his design, it's just kind of empty. It's kind of flat. There isn't much going on. And I don't think it matches him as a character because he is my favorite. There, I said it without whispering this time. He is my favorite. I love Brickbattle, and so naturally he deserves an outfit that matches his favorite status as my favorite OC. I will say it over and over again. I love him so much. Anyways, I decided to give him a... how do I say this? I basically got everything off of Pinterest. That's my point. Most of the designs are just Pinterest heavy inspired. But yeah, that is Brickbattle. I love him very much. He's very silly. And I gave him a bunch of shoulder and knee pads and elbow pads and everything.
The development of the world is like a huge Goldberg machine. I'm curious as to where this little ball of history will lead.
Get ready and welcome the grandpa, Sickle! He's the oldest of my OCs and just a happy little fella, so he's not actually a grandpa, he's just old, in my opinion. Pronouns he, him, MBTI, ESXJ. I'm not sure whether I plan to make him feeling or thinking. Both would work. I don't really care. Age 38. Role/occupation, he is a soldier. He is very brave, very outgoing. He is very determined to commit to his values. He has very strong moral values. When he was a kid, he really wanted to be a soldier when he grew up, and he actually achieved that when he was an adult. In the army, he was really good at teamwork and leadership, and he built really strong connections with other fellow soldiers and motivated those around him. He has, wait for it, no trauma! That's right, he has a living and loving family, including his role as an adoptive father. And he has no mental trauma. He was not abused in any sort of way. He has no PTSD. Well, he did fall in an explosive in the army, but that's literally just it. It just scarred his face. It didn't do much. Other than that, he's just living his best life. He keeps a photo of his parents in his pocket to remind him of what's important, which, of course, his family. Duh. He's very extroverted in nature, and makes him very social and engaged in conversations and stuff like that. But this can also lead him to overextending himself and feeling overwhelmed sometimes. He also struggles with setting boundaries, as his desire to help can sometimes overshadow his own needs, and this desire to help might also make him somewhat pushy and over positive at times, which is I actually hate people who are over positive. Moving on, despite these challenges, his strong sense of justice and genuine empathy makes him very caring and dependable as a friend. He is great at offering support and stuff like that, understanding what you might be going through, making him a comforting presence for when you're feeling sad. Extra, he sent a thank you card to everyone who visited him when he fell on the explosive in the army and went to the hospital. Yeah, stuff like that. For Sickle, I actually didn't change his design that much from his last design, because I actually already gave him a redesign. I just kind of like finalized it a bit more because that one was a little empty. Yeah, I really only just finalized it, and that's really it. That's Sickle.
This place is quite different from where I used to live, but I assure you, I'll get along with it in no time. Trust me, I've had plenty of experience with migration.
And that's the Lost Temple done. I actually procrastinated so much while doing this, so you can see from the style of how I drew Sickle, and that was purely digital, versus how Brickbattle was on paper and then imported to digital. You can see how different that is, how different the styles are, simply because it took so long and I was procrastinating so much doing this. You're gonna prepare for that for the whole video, because I get really inconsistent in this video, and you're just gonna deal with it. Also, my mic gets really inconsistent too. You also have to deal with that. Moving on to the playground, aka the extra super gays. I didn't say that. First up, we're gonna start with Paint Grenade. Pronouns, he, him. Wow, there's a lot of guys in my OCs anyways. Age, 23. Role/occupation, street artist. Kind of. Not really. Kinda though. Paint Grenade is a street artist, like I said, and has a passion for creativity. His art is very vibrant and energetic, mostly creative with spray paint, but he also uses paint grenades sometimes to add an extra flair of abstract randomness to his art. He loves bright and bold colors. The more bright and vivid, the better. Despite his talent though, Paint Grenade struggles with impatience and is also highly critical of his own work. True artist indeed. He finds himself dissatisfied with very small things and details and bits and bobs and stuff like that, leading to a lot of frustration. This combination of both the impatience and self-criticism causes him to abandon a lot of his projects before they are finished. He's so me-core. Anyways, though his occupation is relatively unknown and he's most likely unemployed, he occasionally takes on paid commissions. Extra, I like to think his art would be very stylized, semi-abstract, very sharp, I guess. I'll put something on screen of how I think it'd be, something like that, yeah. Paint Grenade is also friends with Umbrella, which I'll explain who she is later. By proxy, he also knows PA, which I'll explain him too, but is not close with him. Paint Grenade is also very, very close with Dice, which I'll also explain later. Goodness me, I'm horrible at planning. For Paint Grenade's design, I actually gave him the, like, I don't know what it's called, the Pinterest, modern, sleek, sci-fi-esque type of outfit type of stuff. I don't know, I found myself down a rabbit hole and I was really obsessed with that style for a bit. So I gave him that, like, crop type of hoodie. And you might be wondering, why is he wearing, like, 3 layers of shirts? Don't ask, I just kind of gave it to him, and I kind of, like, never bothered to wonder why I gave it to him. And that little gray spell, by the way, is not me not coloring in, he just has a bodysuit, don't ask. Anyways, now, when I was coloring him, I realized I gave him, like, maroonish purple pants, and that reminded me too much of a certain someone, so I decided to change it into blue. So all the purples are really now blue, because I couldn't handle the fact that he was looking so similar to a certain someone, but we don't talk about that.
You seriously charged it to me? Why would you do that? You know I just bought a motorcycle, I'm broke!
Next up, the apple of everyone's eye. Yes, I'm aware, I've said that before, we're just gonna use it again. PA, or Poison Apple. Pronouns, he, she, MBTI, ENFP. age 26, role/occupation, Broadway actor and slash star. Poison Apple, also known as PA, which is her nickname, is a talented Broadway star. She's very social, very confident, qualities that have served him very well on stage. Fame has slightly gotten to her head. It's kind of getting through her head, but despite the spotlight, she remains kind and somewhat humble. PA is very talkative, obviously, and has a tendency to over-exaggerate situations, which is a habit that he got from his theatrical background. She really likes extravagant and fancy stuff, which is probably the most evident in his clothing, because look at his clothing. Though PA acts very grand and loves to make a statement, she makes a statement. She doesn't actually believe that he's superior to others. Instead, his flamboyance, use a big word, are you proud of me, is a way to express himself and enjoy life. PA's personality and ability to talk and engage with other people is both captivating on and off stage. Though he has a habit of denying things, he is in denial. When he does not want to acknowledge things, he is in denial. Of what? We don't know. Extra, PA wears her mask purely for aesthetics. There's nothing wrong with her face. PA and Umbrella are close friends, like I said before. For PA's design, I actually changed him quite a bit. Her type of... how do I explain? Yeah, her old design was really cluttered with a bunch of stuff that really didn't need to be there. Like, if you look at his old design, what is this? Like, what is that little dangly thing on the little lace rope thing? I don't know why I added that there. I have no clue what it is. I don't know why it's there, but I added it and it's useless, so I removed it from his design. Other than that, it's really basically pretty similar in vibes. I did change it a lot, though. I did make the purple a lot more prominent because I really want to make the purple a lot more prominent. The reason why I chose purple instead of like acid green for poison is because I feel like acid green and a maroon red wouldn't really, like, it could work together, yes, but I also feel like that's a bit too basic, and I want the purple instead because it would look prettier or something.
Forgive me. Here we must part ways. It is my duty and destiny to traverse the universe alone. I'm sure our paths will converge again, somewhere.
Speaking of Umbrella, let's get on to her. Name, Umbrella, obviously. Pronouns, she/any. MBTI, INFJ, I'm pretty sure, yeah. Age, 25, role/occupation. Who knows? Umbrella spends most of her time wandering around with no clear occupation. That's why I said who knows. She has a very unique way of interacting with other people, being that she speaks in riddles to confuse people. This is a habit that she got from her dislike of casual conversation with random people. She does not like the small talk. The riddles usually drive them away, so that's why she does it. While she may seem warm and approachable on the surface, Umbrella is not very open. She prefers to keep her thoughts and feelings really just to herself. Despite her seemingly mysterious nature, quote-unquote, Umbrella has moments of insecurity. Obviously, I got to give her something, which her friend PA steps in to comfort her, which is cute because I think a girly comforting a girly and saying that a girly comforting a girly is cute. Okay. Anyways, the riddles that she uses to talk to other people can usually be normal, but most of the time they're completely nonsensical and make no sense. Yet often they touch on deep or philosophical questions about the purpose of life or meaning of the world or something. For unknown reasons, we don't know why she does that. Umbrella's complex personality makes her fascinating and an enigmatic. Is that how you pronounce it? Enigmatic? Yeah. Enigmatic figure to those who cross her path. Extra! Umbrella likes to read. She has a big innate curiosity for certain things of a very specific nature that we don't know yet. Umbrella and PA became friends only because PA thought it was very interesting how she spoke, and this led to a strong friendship. Umbrella befriended Pink Grenade for unknown reasons. I didn't actually change her design too much. I'm a sucker for asymmetrical rolled up sleeve designs. So she has a rolled up sleeve, obviously. I gave her gloves because I wanted to. I thought that she would have gloves. She's really the only one that I actually drew in their gear. Her gear looks really out of place though because I didn't shade it, so we just ignore that. I gave her like knee-high boots, and at the bottom is yellow because I made her monocle like a golden yellow, and I need to incorporate that somewhere else other than just a monocle. So I put it at the bottom of the shoes, and I'm not sure whether I should have done that or I should have made it blue instead, but what was done was done. That's final.
Sometimes a tried formula is more effective than a new approach. The trick is to mislead the readers with a dual narrative.
And that's the playground over. The style you see used to draw this gang is mostly the style I'm going to be using for the rest of the project. Also, yes, I gave Pink Grenade a tail. Sue me! And by now you probably figured out that I'm not drawing their hair in this video. That's for me to draw later. That's for future 5363 to deal with. Anyways, it's time for Blackrock! And we're gonna start with LS, or Laser Scythe. The guy I almost had to scrap because this wonderful woman came out. Anyways, pronouns, any, MBTI, ENTJ, age 36. Role/occupation, he works for a religious organization similar to a priest, but not really a priest, who knows? Well, I do, but I'm not gonna say anything. LS works for a religious organization, like I said, and he is a very devoted worshipper of whatever they do in that organization. He's also extremely power hungry and will do anything and go to great lengths to gain more power, authority, and influence. This is for unknown reasons. Their personality is very inconsistent, often presenting himself as superior to others. He is unwaveringly loyal to the organization he works for, treating it as the highest priority in their life. He sees the organization as his true family, contrasting with how she views his own family, which he views them pretty horribly. And for content, here's the content warning. Skip to this part if you are sensitive to anything and everything body mutilation. So, yeah, skip here. I'll give you a few seconds. Okay, we'll start again. When LS was younger, he used to blame absolutely everything wrong on anything but himself, which was also why he disliked his family so much. But as these feelings grew, it led up to him cutting off a part of his face, because blaming everything would naturally land on one day blaming the markings on his face. And because of that, he tried to remove it, obviously, which only distanced himself further from his family because his parents saw what he did and they knew that something was very wrong with LS, but instead of helping him, they distanced themselves because his parents were not perfect. So, instead of being a good parent and taking your child to get help, they just kind of be like, we're just gonna stop talking to you, which only made it worse, his dislike for his family, that is. The only family member he holds any bit of positive feeling towards is his younger brother, which I'll get into later, Laser Saw, gasp. Though their relationship is very strained, as Laser Saw has a harboring strong dislike towards LS. LS has a lot of delusions about those around him, which only fuels his ambition and sense of superiority to those around him. Extra, he has tried to contact his brother multiple times and failed. He's also seemed to take an interest in both Sickle and Umbrella for unknown reasons. Sickle is fairly confused and skeptical of interacting with him, and slightly dislikes him. Umbrella's connection with him, though, is unclear. For LS's design, I actually don't really have a lot to explain. I basically just kind of if you take the instructions, let's say basically take the instructions for his old design and use the same instructions to make a new design. That's basically what I did. But yeah, I changed the fact that he had a little crystal on his shoulder thing, and I changed it to a brooch on the chest area because I wanted to show it off more, because I found something on Pinterest and I thought it looked cool and I wanted to do that. I also made it into a sparkly gem thing. It's always supposed to be a sparkly gem. I just sucked at drawing gems, so I turned it into a proper sparkly gem. And I want to address something. The markings on his face are not crosses. I know they look like crosses in a lot of my drawings. They're not crosses. It's just how I draw sparkles. It's supposed to be sparkles. It's always been supposed to be sparkles, but I was too lazy to draw the type of sparkle that I use for his like reference sheet here, because as you can see, if you pay close attention, I had to redraw it multiple times because I'm really bad at drawing sparkles like that. So when I'm lazy like that and I need to draw in small space, I just do 2 lines instead, and it ended up looking like a cross, and that was not what I was trying to go for, but okay, I guess. Either way, they're supposed to be sparkles. Yeah, that's LS.
Rest assured, we're perfectly safe now that I've controlled them with my smoke. Besides, they will be locked securely in their cages.
Now you might be wondering, 5363, you've never mentioned a laser saw before. Who is this laser saw guy? In which, yeah, you're correct, I've never had. So, this is Laser Saw, Alice's younger brother that I haven't mentioned by name yet. I only mentioned him a couple times in the community post, I'm pretty sure. He is the first newcomer in this video. Pronouns he, him, MBTI, INTJ. Age 33, role/occupation, a member of an underground rebellion group. Crazy. Laser Saw is a member of an underground rebellion group. He is not widely liked and prefers to keep to himself. He speaks very rarely and can go several days in a row without talking. Yeah, he's that type of guy. He does not actively seek out conversation and prefers solitude. He is extremely reserved, and the fact that he has minimal communication with literally everyone makes him a very mysterious figure. Not much is known about him, except I know a lot, but I'm just not gonna say. And he remains largely isolated from those around him in the outside world. Extra, Laser Saw dislikes the fact that he shares physical similarities to his brother. For Laser Saw, well, first of all, the thing that you first notice is that he's pink. Yes, he's pink. I decided that he's pink. Despite I made him pink specifically just to contrast LS. I know the opposite of green is red, but I already have a red OC, and I'm not making another red OC, so we're making it pink, fellas. And I'm trying to make it pink as close to red as possible, but still pink. For his design, if you see the little lines on his shoulder coat thingy that I had, that's supposed to mimic the original design of the Laser Saw, but it doesn't really do its job. Most of what you're supposed to get away from is that most of the time I try my best to incorporate some parts of the actual gear into their, design, but it doesn't really work half the time, and I kind of just like stop doing it half the time. You just gotta deal with that. Yeah.
I show no mercy to those who defy me. This world belongs to everyone. Our enemy knows no mercy.
Now, away from whatever these two are and on to something more light, because I don't like these two. We're gonna leave before something bad happens. Dice! Pronouns he, they, MBTI, INFP, age 23, role/occupation, dice smith, and gem cutter. Dice works as a dice smith and gem cutter, no duh. I already said this before. This job is both a job, obviously, and a passionate hobby for him, though he is not very introverted and loves engaging with conversations around him, particularly about subjects that he really enjoys. He tends to hide his geeky interest to fit in more with what he perceives as normal. Yes, he is the embodiment of all of us. Despite his eagerness for conversation, Dice is very awkward and has difficulty initiating conversations, and often comes across as shy. He frequently talks to himself in his head, which can make him appear panicky on the outside to others. His indecisiveness further complicates his interactions and decision-making process. I'm sorry, I can't speak today. Adding to his overall sense of awkwardness in social situations. He just kind of sucks at talking. He's just kind of mean. Extra, because of his awkwardness, he usually gets Pain Grenade to talk for him when they're in social situations. Remember how I said they were close friends? And they're together a lot, so yeah. He also made Pain Grenade a charm for a matching necklace, because if you notice, they have matching necklaces. Out of all my OCs, Dice is most likely to cosplay in private. For Dice's design, I didn't actually change a lot. Dice is pretty similar to what he was before. I just kind of changed up his coat things. I realized I gave so many of them shoulder coats, so I'm not gonna give him another shoulder coat, so I changed it into just like a regular thing on the edge of like a suit type of stuff. I realized that his coat and Umbrella's coat are very similar. They both look like raincoats. Who knows, maybe they were like besties secretly. That's not canon, by the way. I just said that. That'd be funny though. But yeah, other than that, pretty similar to his original design. I also gave him a necklace because again, him and Pink Grenade are matching necklaces, obviously, because I want him to, so you gotta deal with that. But yeah, other than that, that's Dice.
All of this feels like a never-ending nightmare. Sometimes, I cannot tell if I'm really awake.
And that's Blackrock. All of them I'd say are mentally ill, but that's not the point. Last but not least, Thieves Den! By far my least fighting designs, because they don't look like fighting characters. I imagine them to be NPCs of anything, so take that as you will. Anywho, welcome the next newcomer, because we have two in this video, Scissors! Scissors pronouns, her, him, they, MBTI, ISFJ, age, 17, role, / occupation, they're a gardener, yeah. Scissors is a gardener known for their nurturing and diligent nature. They are deeply committed to their work in cultivating plants and stuff. They find solace and purpose in the growth and care of their green spaces. Scissors is known for their attention to detail, and has a strong sense of responsibility. They're very mature, often going above and beyond just to ensure that their plants thrive. Despite their caring demeanor, Scissors often faces burnout due to their tendency to overcommit. They often take on additional projects or responsibilities beyond their capacity, and, you know, it's beyond their capacity, so they're gonna get burnout, driven by a desire to make a difference and help others. This excessive workload leads to physical and emotional exhaustion, making it very tired and hard for Scissors to maintain their usual level of enthusiasm and care when they talk to others and like socially hang out, I guess. They struggle with finding a balance between their passion for gardening and, you know, their own needs, resulting in a lot of periods of burnout and fatigue. Extra, they were originally a free OC that I was going to give away, but I got way too attached to them, so we're just gonna move on. For Scissors, because Scissors was basically new, I had to basically give them a whole brand new design off the bat, because, you know, they're an OC that's planning to give away, and all their traits are completely changed, and they have a completely different personality, because, fun fact, Scissors' only personality trait back then, when I first created her, was that she scared children. And I don't know why I gave him that trait, I just gave it to him, and it was weird, because it doesn't match them at all, so I don't know. Either way, they no longer scare children, she's a gardener now, yeah.
What an extraordinary environment! I'd imagine there are many precious materials to be found here.
And I'll stop here again. You might have noticed, for Blackrock, I didn't draw proper hands, but I started drawing hands here again? Why is that? Do I just hate Blackrock? In which, no, I don't hate Blackrock. In reality, I actually drew Blackrock last. So by the time I actually got to drawing the Blackrock crew, I got so tired of drawing hands. I was done with drawing hands. In fact, I was done with drawing in general, and I just kind of stopped drawing hands. So that's why they're nubs. And so timeline-wise, I actually drew Thieves Den before Blackrock. That's why it's like that. Okay, but moving on, we have Pocket Watch. Pocket Watch, or nickname just Watch, pronouns, they, them, MBTI, INTP, age 21, role / occupation, inventor. Kind of. They're kind of an inventor. Not really. Watch is an inventor who has chosen to live in isolation due to their conflicting values with the rest of Thieves Den, which, you know, how Thieves Den, prioritizes, the preservation of nature and stuff like that. While Watch, in contrast, is deeply fascinated by industrialization and technological advancement, leading them to seclude themselves from the rest of Thieves. They are driven by passion for creating new technologies and often spend long hours in their workshop. Their strong opinions on industrialization can sometimes come off as very rude or abrasive to others. Watch struggles with clearly expressing their emotions, which can result in their ideas being misunderstood in a way. This difficulty in communication, combined with their intense focus on their work, contributes to a growing sense of isolation and a feeling of being misunderstood when they really aren't. They just like really suck at speaking and organizing things. Extra, their pocket watch, which is their gear currently, is handmade. Their original gear is a sundial, and yes, I know that neither of these are actual Roblox gears. Leave me alone. They and Timebomb could be considered friends, but they rarely speak to each other. For Pocket Watch, since they're self-insert, I didn't actually change much either because I didn't feel like I needed to if I liked their design enough. Fun fact, their design's actually based off of my Roblox avatar. While I was coloring, I'm pretty sure you can see, I actually planned on making the scarf the same color as the waist tying thing, but I didn't end up doing that because I thought the red scarf was iconic and I liked it, you know? I like the red scarf. We're gonna keep that. And if you... I'm gonna point this out just so people notice it. I put dirt at the bottom of the shoes. Please notice that fact. Please. Moving on.
It's good we could be acquainted. I rarely have the chance to come to your side of the world. Annoyances are a luxury to me.
Now, you've reached the end of the video. Hooray! If you watched all the way here, thank you. It means a lot, really. And if you've been waiting, if you're very specific on waiting for Camera, here she is. Camera, you know, pronouns, she, her, MBTI, age 25, role/occupation, photographer/ Camera is known for her quiet and reserved nature. She speaks very little and keeps a lot to herself. Calm and composed, that's how she usually appears to other people. Camera maintains a collection of photos that she says is memories and mementos. Though, her deeper reasons for actually taking these photos are not known and remain disclosed. She's an avid observer of people. That's right, she's a people watcher, finding interest in watching how others act and interact and react to their environments. And everything around them, basically. Despite her generally friendly demeanor, she tends to distance herself and prefers solitude. She doesn't necessarily prefer it, it's just how she does it, for specific reasons that I won't get into. Rarely making herself well known to other people. Camera, when talking to her, Camera's gentle speech is marked by a soothing and soft tone, though she often conveys a sense of emotional detachment. While she can be friendly, she shows a slight passive aggression if privacy is about to, like, you know, get pushed too far. Like, if you're poking and prodding with questions, that is. If you truly understand her deeper nature or the real reasons on why she is so observant on other people and why she takes so many photos. Extra, the very few who know her well do not like her. For Camera, I actually am pretty sure changed her design the most because it basically scrapped everything about her design. A little fun fact, I actually really wanted Thieves to give off like a solar punk aesthetic, but I couldn't find anything solar punk to inspire me. So I just kind of did whatever, and that's what I came up with. It's very cluttered, it's very strange, but a strange outfit for a strange woman.
Are you a brave speaker? You look like one. And sound like too.
And that's the end! Woohoo! This project took way too long. My throat is sore from reading this out loud, but I finished it. It was also very fun to do. Don't worry, the animation memes will not leave, so animation meme fanatics, you're fine. This video is probably just gonna be like a one-off type of video. I might make some more videos like this, but again, they're probably gonna be drowned out by my animation memes. Dear God, did it take it took so long. It genuinely, this thing took so long. But if you stuck around, thank you so much. I'm sorry for not posting, because again, I'm gonna be taking things a lot slower. I also want to say thank you so much for 900, even though I already said that before. 900 is actually crazy. I just want to like say it with my voice. 900 is crazy. 900 subscribers, bro. Crazy. Like 900 people chose to click on my stupid channel and click yes, I want more content from this idiot. Thank you so much, truly. And yeah, that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching and have a good day. See ya!